Hi, everybody. It's good to see you all. So, today has come and gone, and I'll say it right here, right now. Solid day, I would say. So, when I woke up in the morning, and I'm trying to remember the time I woke up, it was like around 8 or 9 ish. I remember everyone had left my mom went to work and our family friend went somewhere. And I remember I got a call from my mom asking me to take a panorama shot of the fence that's being worked on, so she could inspect it. So I did that, and then after that, I remember I wanted to have breakfast, but I didn't know exactly what breakfast I should have. So I decided I would get some ghee, clarified butter, and fry some hash browns in it. Originally, I wanted to air fry the hash browns, but I could not for the life of me find where the air fryer went. So I was like, well, if I can't find where the air fryer is, I'll just use ghee instead. And I fried the hash browns on one side for 5 minutes, the other side for 5 minutes. Around that time, our family friend came up and said, "Hey, do you want a burger? I got a buy one get one free deal." And I was like, "Sure." So I was given this cheeseburger by our family friend. It was really good. And then I was like, while I'm at it, I'm going to grab this prebiotic Pepsi soda beverage. So I had that as well. And while I was eating and enjoying this, I almost forgot to mention, as I was making the food, I was listening to a new Area 52 podcast where the host of the show, um, I think his name is Dave Ramsey, um, but I'll just call him Mr. Ramsey for now, was interviewing a man who was like researching uh, UFO cases having to do with like Nordics and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And yeah, that was pretty good. I remember what they were talking about was like these photographs being taken by like this guy, and it was like the famous photograph "I Want to Believe" poster for the "I Want to Believe" poster. Then he did a bunch of other photographs that look clearly fake, like they look like they were made by him, and then like he shot them in like forced perspective and stuff. So yeah, and then like the guy in the video was like trying to say, well, I tried to look at all the evidence and present it to everyone just as is to see what they have to say. So it's pretty interesting. When I was done making my food, I switched the video to a new Red Letter Media video where Mike, Jay, and this host they have, I think, or co-host. This not co-host. This special guest they have. I think his name is oh gosh, what's his name? Um, Man, I'm forgetting right now. He's like a voice actor though, and a younger actor. He like worked with like Christopher Nolan, but I'm forgetting his name right now. They were talking about this movie called Wet Hot American Summer, and they were basically talking about how they thought it was super hilarious. And yeah, they were basically going into the background of like what sketch shows were like back in the day with like your Monty Pythons and stuff, and how the people who ended up making a Wet Hot American Summer started with their skits and how they kind of evolved into better storytelling as the years went on, and they decided to put their skits in the movie Wet Hot American Summer, and it's kind of like a more edgier version of a Monty Python. Very engaging, very cool. Yeah, after watching that, I remember. Oh gosh, what happened after that? After I was done eating and watching a little bit of that, I remember I got curious because I was telling my sister about, like, as I was eating the hash brown, like, I tried the hash brown air fried a few days ago, and I tried it fried in ghee, and I like the ghee better, even though it's clearly probably more loaded with saturated fat, but it does taste very good. But I've never tried beef tallow before, and I remember reading one time online that, like, McDonald's used to fry their fries in nothing but beef tallow with a lot of beef tallow and a little bit of vegetable oil. And I wanted to see what traditional McDonald's fries tasted like. So I decided I would go to the grocery store and find that out. I asked her if she'd be interested in coming along, and she said yes. So we went into my car, we drove off to the nearest store, and we picked up various things. She picked up her own things. I picked up the beef tallow, the uh, Orida French fries restaurant quality. I picked up this strawberry shortcake, which looked pretty good. And yeah, that was pretty much what I had. It was like $22. It was quite expensive. Which is interesting. I remember reading online that, like, McDonald's used beef tallow because it was, like, cheap, but here I am buying beef tallow. It's like $14, and I'm like, why is it so expensive? It's crazy. I'm definitely not getting this all the time because I was just wanted to satisfy my curiosity today to see if the fries were any good. And yeah, we arrived home. I didn't want to use up all of the beef tallow to fry any of the fries, so I just split it between 1/3 of a cup of beef tallow and 1/3 of a cup of canola oil, and I mixed them together and heated up the a little pan that I'd be frying the fries in. Interesting thing about the beef tallow when I opened the package and then put it in a measuring cup was that the texture and look of it very much reminded me of if you've seen the movie The Backrooms, which recently came out. Spoiler alert. There's this scene where the main character says, "These people in the backrooms are just like the furniture. You can even eat them." And then he, like, takes a piece of, like, fat straight out of one of the backrooms people and puts on a plate for both him and the lady he has in captivity. And yeah, that's how I would describe the tallow. It very much had that similar look and feel to what that fat looks like in that movie. Very interesting. But anywho, I heated up 1/3 of the cup of tallow, 1/3 of the cup of canola oil. Add to 375 degrees. I put the fries in. I fried them up for like about 5 minutes. Took them out, and yeah, seasoned them a bit and tried them. And I have to say, they were very good. They had sort of a, like, I don't know how you would describe it, like more of a beefy, flavorful umami undertone that um, isn't overwhelming, but it's subtle. But that subtlety makes a big difference because a lot of, like, like, apparently McDonald's switched to full vegetable oil because apparently the concern was, like, oh no, our fries are loaded with saturated fat and that might kill people. We don't want that. So let's switch it with mono and polyunsaturated fats with vegetable oil instead. Surely that won't backfire. And so they did that. And I read online that apparently the vegetable oil offered a more neutral tasting fries, where the beef tallow offered a more savory dinner style experience with your fries. Like you felt like you were eating like your fries were fried in like steak juices. Like that's like how people described it. So I was like, wow, that sounds good. And yeah, I am glad that I tried it out because I have to agree, it definitely has a much more savory and flavorful taste than just pure vegetable oil. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Then I suggested to my sister, hey, let's watch that new Simian Jimmy Wheel of Torture video. So she agreed because we had seen the previous other videos, the Wheel of Cursed Meals video, so we thought it'd be fun to watch like a current update to that. So yeah, we sat together with the fries. She had her own meal going with like a cup of coffee, and we watched this new Simian Jimmy Wheel of Torture video. Now, of course, I had seen like the first like few minutes for the past 2 days on my lunch break. But I wanted to start over because, like, I think the videos are so entertaining. You can watch them again and show them to someone else and get a similar experience as you did the first time you watched them. And B, seeing my sister's reaction to all these wacky and weird and absurd challenges was very funny to see. It was very hilarious. Yeah, so we pretty much watched that. I'm not going to go over everything that happened in them, other than the final challenge is quite shocking, and I think you would agree with me if you decide to go out of your way to watch that video. Simian Jimmy Wheel of Torture video with Iggy Eggman Rodriguez and Simian Jimmy. But yeah, quite a lot of silliness, quite a lot of intensity. Lots of interesting things were found. Like, for example, there was like an Indian cocktail made, and they were talking about like this water they bought, and we were like, "What is this water?" So I looked it up on Google, and found out that it was like water with a whole bunch of different spices, like mints and like seeds and things, and coriander and cumin put into it. It's supposed to be like a super food or super fluid for your body. So yeah. But apparently he didn't like the seeds. He thought that like they were really gross, and also he believed the cocktail stuff was extremely oily, like I was drinking gasoline. Is what he described it as. Very silly. Um, yeah, so that's probably the one big thing we looked into. But yeah, overall, very funny video, very absurd video. After watching that, I remember my sister needed help moving some furniture around, so I helped with that. And when that was done, um, I decided I would make some fries for our family friend. So I made some fries for the family friend, gave to them. Remember that they said they wanted to get nachos, but they say they have this problem where they're continuously getting those nachos over and over again. And then I said, man, we're going to have to take you to Nacho Anonymous, aren't we? We thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, so after that, I remember my mom arrived. She wanted me to see my sister's spider molting, so we checked that out. Pretty interesting how that works. It'd be like if I grew a bit bigger and I like had to start like taking like my skin suit off so I could be in a new skin suit. It'd be like, ooh, that'd be freaky. You can imagine if humans grew the exact same way that spiders do. Oof, talk about alien. Yikes. Yeah, but then I took a shower, deodorant, moisture cream, combed my hair, put on my clothes, and I was ready to go. Um, my Our family friend made a roast. I helped out by setting the oven heat before going in the shower, and the roast was ready when I got out. Um, yeah, my mom made like potatoes and gravy, and yeah, we ate together. Me and my sister and my mom were like enjoying the pool. My mom wanted me to fix a metal detector. I tried, but I didn't know how to do it, so I was like, I don't know. I did try though. Yeah, and then we left the house to watch the Spielberg movie Disclosure Day that just released today with my middle sister. So yeah, we went to the theater. My middle sister met us there. When we were getting the concessions, we were having some difficulty. Luckily, I had racked up enough points for my membership that I could get a popcorn, candy, and a drink for free. So that's what I did because like, oh, it's Disclosure Day. It's a big movie. Let's check this out. So yeah, we watched this, and yeah, it was a very entertaining, very fast paced movie. Um, it was very much like a kind of a chase movie. It was like someone who has these secret government files, and like this shadow government doesn't want the secrets to be seen, so like they're trying to stop him, but he's just trying to be one step ahead of them, so he can reveal the truth to everyone. And then there's this like lady news reporter who like has the ability to be extremely empathetic towards everyone, that seemed to be ability to awaken that was awakened in her by like seeing a bird sing to her. Um, yeah, and they basically their paths collide because turns out that they they both had an experience that connected them. So yeah, it was a pretty interesting film. Um, I thought Spielberg's visual storytelling shone through. I thought the pacing and the um, way of communicating the events of the story was very effectively done. I feel like a lot of movies now just feel like they are too fast paced, but this one it was paced just right where it didn't feel like it was like hitting you over the head with information, but instead just gave scenes room to breathe and allow you to really absorb what was happening. So I liked that. Was there some plot holes? Yes, there was. Like for example, there's a scene where like the male main character like has a lady friend who he needs her to get away with like his UFO files. So when they're ambushed by like the shadow government people, they don't confiscate the files. So like he gives the files to her, and then like she leaves, and then he's taken in to custody. But like it doesn't tell her find me at this location so we can reveal everything. It just you know she just happens to know where they are, and I thought that was kind of weird. Um, and then there was a touch on like religion, like the religious aspect, and like how the knowledge of extraterrestrial life would like change people's thoughts and perceptions on things like religion. I feel like that might have been handled a bit on more ham-fistedly. Like I thought that was like seems a bit much, like laying it on thick there. But yeah, I liked the humor in the movie. I thought the movie had good humor. I liked the action set pieces. I thought like those car chases were a lot of fun. The train scene was like very intense. Um, the scene where Emily Blunt's character's freaking out in the train, where they're next to those pianos, was pretty engaging. Um, and I really like the scene where like they have their hypnosis like regression back into like the lady like Emily Blunt's childhood, where she's guided by these animals to Hansel and Gretel house, but it was really just the aliens pretending to be animals guiding her on their spaceship so they could like grant her these like empathetic abilities. Pretty interesting. I thought the whole idea of like the male character being like, "You're into mathematics." Like they mention that he's into mathematics, but he doesn't really demonstrate that too much in the movie. They kind of just say it in a few lines, and the rest of the film, like he's just mostly on the chaser, holding these files, and that's a talking to people about like things. But we never really see his like you know mathematics being used or challenged. So I thought it was weird how he was being painted later in the movie as like, you're so great at mathematics, the language of the universe. Meanwhile, it didn't really seem like we got a proper like demonstration of that, other than like maybe a throwaway line here or there. And I thought that was kind of weird. So yeah, there's a few issues in terms of like the plot and how things go about. Um, in terms of just being um, what I would describe as like a adventure action movie that kind of does have a lot of fun little references for like fans of the UFO phenomenon. I thought it was pretty cool. Like for example, there's like this one like there's like footage of President Richard Nixon showing like this actor. I'm forgetting his name. Of like, but he was like the main actor from like the Honeymooners. Like Richard Nixon showing him like, look, we've got alien bodies. Check this out. And I thought that tickled me because I remember hearing about that um, on the internet. So seeing Steven Spielberg acknowledge that in his movie was very funny and pretty cool. Even my mom recognized like the actor in the movie, or that they were trying to portray in the film, and it was like a far off like you know security camera footage shot. So the fact that she recognized just showed that Spielberg did a good job demonstrating that. So that was cool. Um, yeah, there is a lot to like about the film. I was disappointed by John Williams. Like, I mean, the guy's a master no matter what. At the end of the day, because he's made so many classic, legendary films. But I remember when I watched an interview with Steven Spielberg where he was asked about the score and how it plays a part in the movie. He said, "Look, the film Close Encounters I made, the score definitely took center stage, and but this one, it's the score's definitely like in the background, and it's more about like what's happening in front." So that immediately did temper my expectations about the score because like now I wasn't going in expecting a godlike quality John Williams score. I was going in expecting, well, it's just kind of there to add ambiance and like kind of make you like supplement the visuals to kind of get the idea across what the scene's supposed to be, but not to create iconic, memorable, or heavy hitting themes like um, he's done in the past. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Like there was a few musical tunes in there that did remind me of like you know early John Williams, maybe like a da na na da na na. But overall, I feel like yeah, John Williams. I think the guy's like in his early mid 90s, something like that. Like, I mean, he's done so much for like the film industry, and he's like you know, I feel like the last truly, iconic score that he made was probably 2005's Revenge of the Sith. Um, like, I think that was the last time he made a truly iconic sounding score. After that, I feel like his musical scores have started to get like just kind of pastiches of his best work. And when he does something new, it's kind of like, I mean, it's there, and there's something that he's trying different here. Like, for example, the Rey's theme from the last from Star Wars: The Force Awakens, the do 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 do. So he has tried to make recognizable themes for characters, create those, operatic moments that make going to a theater and experiencing the music and the characters and all that so much fun. But it's definitely gone more silent in recent years. Um, and I think that's a shame. I don't know what the reason could have been. Maybe it's because he's super old and like, he just like doesn't really have it in him to do something like that anymore, which I understand. Hey, the fact he's even doing this in the first place is a gosh dang like miracle. I mean, bro could have just retired like 10, 20 years ago, 30 years ago and been just fine, but he decided to stick around the film industry because I would have to say he probably enjoys making music for films. I mean, otherwise, why would he continue making music? But at the same time, his scores don't have that iconic ring that his older work did, and that is kind of a shame. Like I mean, my expectations were tempered with this film when I watched that interview of Spielberg talking about like when asked about John Williams' score for this film. How it definitely takes a backseat to the visuals instead of, side by side accompanying the visuals. And when I heard that, I was watching the movie like, yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah. It's a shame, but hey, I mean, what can you do? Just seems kind of like sad because the guy made such iconic scores, and now it's like, it's a movie score, but it's not an iconic movie score. Well, anywho, yeah, overall, the movie, I would say I enjoyed it as like this cinematic, like roller coaster ride. But in terms of it being something that was fully like sound in terms of like how intelligently like it was structured and in terms of the story, like with the plot holes, I would say could have been better, but overall, I still enjoyed it. So yeah, those are my thoughts. If I were to rate it, I give it probably like I enjoyed my time in the theater. I thought it was fun, like adventure, like chase movie. There were some things in the plot that I thought didn't make much sense. There was a bit of some ham-fistedness with the religious, uh, a religion being addressed, and you know, but overall, I still had a decent time. I think I'd give it like I feel like a 7 out of 10 maybe. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Could have been better, but I enjoyed it well enough. Yeah. Well, after we're done watching the movie, we drove back home and we talked about it. When we arrived, my mom made a plate for me, my middle sister, my youngest sister, and her. Our family friend had already eaten, so she was not interested. I got Sprout for my middle sister, and a regular Pepsi prebiotic for me, a Pepsi cherry prebiotic for my mom. My youngest sister, I offered her to get her if I could get her some water. She said, "Nah, I'm good." It's like okay. She said she'd get it herself, so I sat down, ate. Yeah, we talked a lot about different things, and then after that, we went outside. We saw my middle sister off. She drove away, and then when we went in the house, my mom wanted to show me like the progress on the fence project that's being worked on. Looked at, thought it was pretty interesting, and then I decided to go in my room and watch this guy on YouTube called the Sneezing Monkey do his review of Disclosure Day. He said they thought it was a really silly movie. He thought it didn't make any sense at all, and he was profoundly disappointed by it. So I was like, oops, my book fell. My Dante Paradise. Oopsies. Let me put that back on the shelf. Hopefully it doesn't fall again. All right, well, yeah, after watching the review and absorbing what he thought, I thought, yeah, I see his point, that all of his points were very valid and made a lot of sense. Then I decided to get ready for bed. I took my vitamins, my magnesium, and I brushed my teeth and made this video. And that's pretty much my day in a nutshell. It was a pretty good day off. I overall enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time with my sister. I enjoyed my time with my mom. I enjoyed my time with my middle sister. I thought we had a great time as a family. And yeah, I'm going to go to bed now. So you guys have a great night, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.